is it still going live? Oh, finally. Okay. I don't know why it's behaving the way it's behaving, but we'll just carry on. Alright. See, this is why I've been doing most of my streaming over on Twitch. It's so much easier. YouTube has got to have like a million different settings and things just to do one stream. It frustrates me. So, anyways, hi, welcome back to Bohemian Dragon. I am your hostess, Lori. Today we're going to be talking about and supporting and promoting indie tarot and oracle deck creators. So here I am on Kickstarter. Now we're going to be looking at primarily just at projects that are new, meaning they've just recently started on Kickstarter, and that are not funded. So they're below that 75% threshold of funding. Typically, not always, but typically if a project hits that 75% threshold, unless it's like right at the last second of the campaign, usually they get fully funded. Not always, but sometimes, but most of the time. So we're looking at projects that are, on the lower scale of things. Now, we're not going to look at everything, but we are going to look at a few. All right, so first up, the Menagerie. We're going to start with Oracle decks today. The Menagerie of Love Oracle deck. So let's take a look at this one. So they're looking for a pledge goal of 7,600. And it's a 60 card collage love themed oracle deck for platonic and romantic relationships. So, the Menagerie of Love is an oracle deck designed and created. Really? I don't think you guys can hear it. But, alright, I'm gonna set this video to start playing, and then I will be right back. I gotta go let a cat out. Be right back.
Hello, my name is Bliss, and I am the creator of this oracle deck, the Menagerie of Love. The name comes from the deck being a diverse collection of whimsy images that come together to make a cohesive 60-card deck focused on love. I researched around 20 love-themed decks several years ago and wanted to add cards I normally didn't see and believed people needed to hear. The deck has several categories, if you would call it that. The first one is types of love. There are 9 cards ranging from love from a stranger all the way to universal love. The other categories are magic, like serendipity and manifestation, core value introspections you would have with a partner to see compatibility, or with yourself to understand your goals and motivation. Then there is some self-love cards for realizing the amazing you that you are, followed by hard truth cards that I like to call tough love from the universe. Since this is just a short intro to what this project is and why I need your help, I'll keep the about short, but if you want to know more behind the thought process on each card, I did make an in-depth YouTube video and I'll share it in the updates section. As for what this Kickstarter includes, these are the first prototypes that I have created. I've since changed the box design and cover to these designs here, but the card faces are still all the same. This is just a snippet of what everything looks like, but down below you can find more information on each item and what pledge they are part of.
I like the fact that she used...
Thank you so much for checking out my project, and I hope you like and support my creations. Much love, Bliss.
I like that she used the denim for altar cloths. I feel like tarot cloths or altar cloths or whatever you want to call them, I feel like there's so many that either go towards silk or satin or something that's polyester, that's very, not necessarily flimsy, some of them are, but very like slides all over the place. I love that she is using denim, that she is using something that's going to be solid. I know a lot of the reasons why people use the thinner fabrics is because it makes it so you can tie it around the deck really easily, but I prefer a fabric. If I'm going to read over a fabric for tarot, I prefer something that's a little more sturdy, a little more firm. It's going to lay a little more flat, and not going to bunch or move or whatever. And this is perfect for that. I love that. So, let's see, serendipity, transformation, courting, mask, divine timing. Don't know that I necessarily like the idea of divine timing because that leans a lot towards the twin flame thing, but everybody has their preference. I personally do not believe in twin flames, but I know there are some out there that do. I just, that's not my thing. Wonder if this is the same video. No, this is longer.
Hello,
Okay.
my name is...
I'm not going to play the whole thing because that's 15 minutes. But, okay. So let's look more at the deck here. She's got a blank one. That's kind of fun. I feel like there are Oracle and Tarot deck creators out there that they need to do more blank cards so that you can create your own. You know, that resonates with you. Her truth. So she's got magic, core value introspection, self-love, stages of love, types of love, and hard truths. So, and then she's got some behind the scenes stuff going on. I'm a huge fan of collage decks, so I always gravitate towards them. So she's got the mini, so the mini menagerie, as she calls it. This would be what's considered a pocket deck. I love me a good pocket deck because I love how she says it. Being someone with kid-sized mittens, I made it my personal mission to always offer small versions of the decks I make. It doesn't hurt that they are only $25 too. Yeah, so I may be a fatty, but my hands are they're little. I like me a smaller deck. So, and then she's got. Sorry guys, I keep yawning. Apparently, I need caffeine. But she's got the $55 pledge, the Menagerie of Love. The stickers are fun. I'd love to see her maybe offer the stickers maybe separately as like maybe an add-on or even like a separate pledge. Would have been nice if she had done that, just so that people who couldn't afford to back the whole campaign right now could purchase a sticker sheet, but maybe she didn't want to do that. So then she's doing a mystery pack that includes postcards. Love me a good postcard. They're not as appreciated, though, by some as they should be, or as I think they should be. The mini... Oh my god, why am I yawning so much? So yeah, she's got several different tiers here. I like the idea of an oracle deck that has a handheld version. I am not a huge fan of some of these oracle decks where they're just ginormously huge. This seems a little more accessible to me. Again, I would have loved to have seen like the sticker sheet or the altar cloth as like add-ons. That would have been nice. Have them as separate add-ons. I don't know if that's something that she can add you know, to this project, but I think it would have made her project a little more accessible to have them as add-ons. So that is the Menagerie of Love. So we got the Birds of the Feather Oracle deck, Birdkin Messages. 32 card Bird of Feather deck collaboration between Summer, the writer, and Karma Lay, the illustrator. Oh, it's a collaboration deck. They are looking for $3,000. Let's look at some of the pictures here. Oh, they're photos of real feathers. That's cool. First edition of this deck will have 30 precisely photographed feathers, one unique representation in each card. The messages correlating to each card focuses on the intuitive and spiritual realm by looking at our unconscious behaviors and intentions. Comes with a companion booklet. Alright, what tiers do we got going on here? 50, so $10 pledge without a reward. 55 second edition. Oh, so this is a second edition. Okay, is that not in the description? That's not in the description. That would have been helpful to know that this is a second edition. Ooh. It's way loud. Okay. One card. It would have been helpful. I mean, maybe a little bit more, some background music. There's so many free programs out there now that you can create a video with. Well, here's hoping they make it. Sacred Signs. Let's look at that one. Alright, a unique 74 card living oracle deck with silver sacred geometry to help you fully awaken and embody your multi-dimensional self. My multi-dimensional self really, really, really needs a caffeine fix right now, so. Pre-amino energy. From Rule 1 proteins to the rescue. Because even though I brewed coffee this morning, I have not gone and gotten any coffee, so my coffee mug is oh so empty. Sadly. I dropped something, sorry guys. Alright, so they're looking at 28,356. That is a lofty goal. They're almost halfway there. They're based out of the Netherlands too. Okay. It's pretty. It's colorful. So it says, what would your life look like if there would be no limitations? What would you like to live? What would it be like to live your life from the heart and to make choices that make you happy? What if I told you you're an infinite being who can do all that? Humanity is awakening to their true nature, and this deck will assist you in the process. Okay. Alright, let's play the video.
It is a living deck containing 74 unique codes. These codes grow in strength with you as you become more of who you really are, embodying the power in you, embodying the multidimensional you.
I have a huge interest in sacred geometry. I have several sacred geometry like wards, amulets, talismans, whatever you want to call them. in the form of pendants hanging up in various locations in my house. So I love the idea behind sacred geometry. There's so much about the world that's connected. This is really, really pretty. My only concern with this deck is that, one, the size. Because again, oracle cards, a lot of these oracle decks, the cards are really, really big. It makes them really hard to shuffle. For a 74 card deck, shuffling's kind of going to be an important thing. But the other thing is that all of that, all those symbols are in silver. So I really hope that they're doing some kind of, because there's a process when you're doing printing where if you have silver embossing like that, or any kind of like metallic embossing, you can put basically kind of a clear coat or almost like a varnish over it. Does tend to make the cards thicker, make them a little bit harder to shuffle. They don't bend as easily, but it goes a long way in protecting that that silver finish. And I really hope that's something that he decided to do with these cards, so that it protects the metallic embossing on those cards. So let's look at the pledges. So he's got receive one oracle deck, which he's saying is going to be basically 10-ish dollars, because this is in Netherlands currency. I don't know what currency they use. Is it Deutsch? I don't know. Anyways, so basically about $10 off for retail. So you get the deck and then the Sacred Science book. And then the deluxe comes with an altar cloth, an embroidered pouch, and a wallpaper pack. Wallpaper pack? Like a digital wallpaper pack? Okay. And then 150, the deck, booklet, embroidered pouch, altar cloth, digital booklet, printable cards. Oh, personal custom made sacred sign. That might be fun. Wallpaper pack and engraved card stand. So, and then 4-pack, and then the super backer, and then so on and so forth. I think part of what might be kicking him in the butt is, again, he doesn't have any add-ons. And they're not always necessary for Kickstarters, but I have noticed that a lot of the super successful Kickstarters, especially over the last year, have had add-ons. They've had like $5, $3, $10 tier add-ons where somebody could even just pledge a small amount and then still get the add-ons. Or like the pledge, having staggered pledge rewards really, really helps. This is really beautiful. So I hope it's successful. I really do. And it's one that I myself am kind of interested in, but again, I'd like to know a little bit more about the cards themselves. It says unique silver foil. Let's see, the cards, okay. The 5 elements. So he did the medicine wheel, which was the Cherokee medicine wheel, with symbols for the fort. I wonder why he decided to use Native American symbology in something like this. I'm a little confused about that one. I don't know that that was completely necessary. 5 elements from Chinese Tao. And then the energies, masculine, feminine, and neutral. Colors. Okay, so the wallpaper pack is digital. Okay. It's for your phone, your computer. Embroidered pouch is kind of cool. Specifications. It says we've been researching materials for a long time because we wanted this deck to be an experience for all the senses. The silver foil sacred geometry, the vivid colors, the thickness of the cardstock, the matte finish cards. Matte finish? Oh, okay. Well, it's a preference. All has been thought through. We've been lucky to find a very reputable printer who's dedicated to the quality of the cards. The cards and the promo pictures have been made with a different technique than what we use for the final production. These will be made with a hot foil stamp, which allows for the same shininess, but allows for more intricate details, which is a must. The hot foil stamps are custom made for each card, and the staff has to be on top of everything to ensure the silver foil lines line up precisely with the rest of the design. Yeah, but the problem with hot foil finish is it flakes if you don't cover them. Okay, so cards are 4.75 by 3.25. So they are wider than your standard tarot cards. 350 GSM. Okay. He's claiming it's the thickest cardstock available. For this, yeah. For other projects, no. Silver foil on both sides, vivid full color printed on both sides, matte silk lamination, silver edges. So he's showing off all this stuff, but he's claiming that the way it was done in here is not the way it's going to be done for the final product. So this looks really, really good. I wonder if he's going to show off, maybe later on in the campaign, what the final product would look like. Prototype of the box, booklet. So this is a really pretty deck. I really hope that this is successful. Alright, let's go over to tarot cards now. And we are going to sort by newest. And then more filters. Amount raised, less than 75. And voila. Okay, so the first one straight out the gate that I am super ridiculously excited to show you guys. I backed this one. This is the Arcanalus. The booster packs of non-traditional tarot cards. So I guess you could argue that they're kind of like oracle cards. Some of them are more tarot in themed, but this is being done by Matthew Palazzo. Now, if you guys saw my coverage of his deck from last year, the Puzzle deck, Matthew, I'm so sorry if you see this. I keep butchering your last name. But if you saw his deck from last year, it was really, really well done. Really well done. What just happened? Can I have this, please? Oh, it's because okay. Alrighty then. So he's looking for 9,431 towards his goal. He's about almost 70% of the way there. So it says, so it's going to be 5 card booster packs of non-traditional tarot cards with shipping. And then he's also offering 10 card booster packs of non-traditional cards, or you could get the full 110 of the deck, which is what I did. So, and then there's other reward offers. So the Arcanalus project is aimed at readers who are assembling unique magpie decks. Now, the idea and the concept of the magpie deck isn't anything necessarily new, but the idea behind it really, really took off in the last year or so when after the Alimens Tarot came out, that was done by 7 publications. It's been like the idea behind a magpie deck has been talked about also in literature as well. Anne Bishop covered it in her Others series. Her main protagonist, Meg, at one point, spoiler alert, starts reading from a magpie deck that she helps create with her friends in order to help with controlling her visions that she sees. So it's a very unique concept. Now I know there are a lot of people in the tarot world that really, really, really love a very traditional tarot deck, but I really love the idea of magpie decks too. I think there's something to be said for it, and I am super excited. I'm gonna hopefully in a little bit in the next like couple of weeks or so I'm gonna have my Alleyman's deck finally. It's been a long time in coming. It was a massive deck, so it's taken a little while for them to get it done. And I've got crows looking in the window at me. They're like, "Hey, where's our food?" Like, you guys, they'll get fed in a minute. So, um, and then tarot card readers who want to trade cards without breaking up existing decks, and then lovers of art and imagination. Um, he is based out of Canada, so again, um, prices are listed in CAD. So here's kind of an idea. He says we tarot differently now. Tarot has exploded over the past decade with an ever-increasing assortment of indie decks being made to reflect every possible theme, aesthetic, and subject matter you could ever desire. Modern tarot readers enjoy this opportunity to personalize their tarot experience using cards that specifically represent their own lives and tastes. I would agree with that. So, and then he says, alongside this explosion of new tarot possibilities, we have seen the emergence of online communities where collectors share and trade cards, allowing them to acquire and use specific cards from multiple sources to build their own perfectly personalized mismatched decks, while meeting and interacting with like-minded tarot readers from around the world. In the spirit of trade and community, this campaign's principal offer is for booster packs of 5 or 10 non-traditional tarot cards. In true to booster spirit, the cards will be random, no doubles per order. I am choosing to do it this way because I want to encourage and nurture the ever-growing community of tarot readers who are already swapping cards around the world, making connections and spreading positive energy through this medium that we all love. He's also going to be setting up a Facebook group to provide space for people to connect, trade with other backers. Along with your trade posts, I'll be featuring cards every week in posts where I'll discuss where their idea came from, how I would use them, and hear your thoughts on what they could mean to you. This Facebook group will not be limited to my cards. You will be encouraged to post any cards from anywhere. So that'll be cool. I'll have to sign up for that. I'm currently working on a collection of 110 designs. That is impressive. From these, I will draw cards for each order to ensure that orders of multiple booster packs do not include doubles. I will also be offering a Get Them All tier, which is what I signed up for. It's exactly what it sounds. You get the whole boxed collection. So he said, on the day of launch, I will be offering a limited number of full collections at low early bird prices as a gift to those who have already been following and supporting me. I unfortunately missed those because when the campaign went live, I was still asleep. That's okay though. So how did this come about? And this is part of I love that he talks about his background process of it. He said, I recently designed and successfully funded my Pazzo Tarot deck here on Kickstarter. I designed the whole deck in about a space of a month. It was necessary for me to do it that way because my artistic style changes rapidly from drawing to drawing from week to week. And if he's anything like he might have ADHD, and that's just how it goes. When you hyperfocus, you hyperfocus. If I was going to do a whole cohesive deck, it had to happen fast enough to maintain one style until the project was finished. After my Pazzo deck Kickstarter wrapped up, I was sitting in that limbo of waiting for my pledges to clear and get to my bank so that I could start the work of fulfilling my campaign. I figured the best course of action would be to maintain a strict art routine. Sometimes if you're in the creative flow, sometimes you have to keep going to stay in the creative flow, so I get that. I continued making work every day, just like I'd done during the designing stage of my deck. Ritual creativity is a great way to deal with the unknown that we are all experiencing in that time, especially right now during the pandemic. So, he said, I didn't even realize I was still using the tarot card dimensions in the format for the work I was doing. I guess I got so familiar with filling that particular space that I couldn't let it go. I was fine with that. As a general rule with my art, I don't push against my intuition too hard. Everything happens for a reason, right? And then, through the connections I made in the tarot community while doing my campaign, I started to notice the traders. The energy and general vibe of the message boards and social media pages was so positive. I wanted to get involved, but I didn't have extra decks laying around, and I didn't know exactly how to place myself in that world. At this point in the story, it's best to imagine that some friendly spirit perched on my shoulder and sweetly whispered in my ear, "How about all those cards you've been making?" What cards, I thought. You know, the ones you've been saving in your external hard drive every day for the past few weeks. It's funny how you can do a thing without really knowing you're doing it. So these cards are going to be what is considered right now the traditional size for tarot cards. 4.75 by 2.75. Cards will be printed on 300 GSM coreless stock with a varnish finish, which I believe is what he did for his Pazzo deck, and it's a very accessible deck. So, Arcanalus is currently slated at 110 cards. This is because that is the number that is limited to what my company can do in a talk box. As the campaign progresses, I'll be adding a stretch goal for a two-piece box. Adding a two-piece box will allow me to include the entire 140 cards I have already designed. Fingers crossed. Card back design. So he's got pre-stretch goal card, and then stretch goal. There'll be silver, and then pink foil, which I think would look amazing. As with my Pazzo deck, I'll be using Print Ninja to produce this deck. I had nothing but good experiences with them last time and found their product to be excellent. Yes, it was well done. Alright, let's watch video. Oh, gotta turn that down even more. YouTube, why you gotta go so hard with the loud? Alright, we're gonna turn the music off. I love that he started the video with Rabbit Hole and then the banned book. And what have we been debating recently in banned books? The Luminot. Branch out. Moonbathing. Ghost Stag. And then he's got some that don't even have words on them at all, which I find very, very interesting. I'm super ridiculously excited, and I really hope that this campaign meets all its stretch goals so we can get all 140 cards. I would really love that. So many great cards here. Matthew's style it's not for everyone. But I feel like, and I'm not a big fan of bones and skulls as an aesthetic, but I feel like he does it in such a way that it's, I don't know, there's something about his art style that, like, even though, yeah, it's in an aesthetic that is not really my cup of tea, I still feel drawn to it, and I love that. So he's basically showing off, I think he says at the end of this video, like, it's only 70 of the 110 cards available, or 140 if we get their cards available. I love that cargo card. Guide of Souls, Immunitus. Just so many great cards. That one with the dress form and everything, that really appeals to me as a crafty person. The Host card, I really love that one too. Three of Forks. This other one right here with the dress form and the horses. I don't know, something about that really resonates with me. This crow one also. Oh yeah, okay, we're almost done. The pens. Shell, oh my god, that one. That one just, when I first saw it, it just reached out and grabbed me. Because if you've been paying attention to any of my other content and stuff, I've been talking about like having to put a mask on, not like for the pandemic, but like, for socialize, and then there's this idea of that you become a shell of yourself. He says it's only 70% of the 110 card deck. Stretch goals could boost the deck to a total of 140, which I would love to see happen. So, that is the Arcanalus deck. Super excited. Okay. So let's look at, let's see how many more we got. Okay, we'll look at the next few. Priceless Elementals playing and divination cards. A poker deck with a tarot twist featuring fairies, gnomes, mermaids, and salamanders. So, if you've never read from a traditional like poker deck, it can be done. It's basically the minor arcana without the major arcana. Makes it a little bit different. Is there a video? No video. Okay, so they're looking for 5,000. 56 card poker deck featuring hand-drawn illustrations of gnomes, fairies, mermaids, and salamanders with a nod to the Waite-Smith tarot deck. Used as a regular playing card deck or for cartomancy. Deck includes the traditional 52 playing cards plus 2 jokers and 2 cards with instructions and keyword meanings for each card if using for divination. Inspiration, the Paracelsus. Full name, Philippus Aurelius Jesus Christ, I cannot read that. Anyways, was a gifted physician, alchemist, and one of the most famous of the alchemical and hermetic God, I can talk today. Philosophers. He was born in 1493 in what is now Switzerland and died in Salzburg, present-day Austria, 1541 at the age of 48. In Manly Hall's monumental Secret Teachings of All the Ages, it is written of Para that he visited many European countries, including Russia. It is possible that he penetrated into Asia. It was in Constantinople that the great secret of the Hermetic arts was bestowed upon him by the Arab adepts. His knowledge of the nature spirits and the inhabitants of the invisible worlds he probably secured from the Brahms of India. Para shared his wisdom about nature spirits, also known as elementals, in his book, the book on nymphs, sylphs, pygmies, salamanders, and other spirits. In this work, he correlated these elemental beings with 4 elements of water, air, earth, and fire. Inspired by the work and ideas of this visionary alchemist and healer, along with our love of tarot, divination, and nature, we created this deck by combining the elements, the minor arcana of the tarot, and traditional playing cards. So air is swords and fairies. Fire is wands and salamanders. Gnomes, coins, earth. So we've got spades, clubs, diamonds, and then mermaids are cups and water, and that's hearts. Cards will be printed on premium casino grade 310 GSM black core linen cardstock. Ooh, I love a good linen finish. And come in a standard tuck box. The deck includes traditional 52 playing cards plus 2. Yeah, I already read that. Okay. These are cute. Look at the little salamanders dueling. I like that the gnomes actually look like gnomes and not like lawn gnomes. And I know that seems confusing, but like, I grew up on a cartoon called David the Gnome, which I would love to show my kids. But I feel like lawn gnomes, the artistry of lawn gnomes, is not what actual gnomes look like. That's just a personal preference of mine. So this type of artwork appeals to me. I love that. Shimura for a Joker. That's interesting, actually. Oh, look at the Salamander King. So cute. Stretch goals. Our printer requires a minimum order of 500 decks. The cost of printing, production, shipping to us, and backers, supplies, taxes, Kickstarter, payment processing, and miscellaneous fees account for the initial funding goal. Anything after that will allow us to add some extras. Oh, okay. So that explains a lot. So you could get one deck for 16, two decks for 30, 10 decks. These are for retailers. 110. Well, this is a fun little deck. Now, my son-in-law, he collects unique playing card decks. This would be a fun one to get for him. This would be a fun one to get for him. Well, this is really nice. I hope it does well. All right. The Source Tarot divination tool for every level of reader. So they are looking for a goal of 10,000. Oh, this is from Idaho. Okay, cool. Sammy Joe. How do we source the information we need in our daily lives? This human endeavor is the inspiration behind the Source Tarot. All right, let's see. Creative Tap Studio presents the Source Tarot. Kind of get a very almost, I don't know if it's the music or if it's the fact that there's like all the newspaper articles in the background and stuff, but this feels more like a investigation of a murder type feel than maybe mystery and exploration. Like I feel like this would be an intro to like one of those mystery video games where you're thrust into a situation where you're required to solve somebody's murder, you know, or uncover like some kind of family curse or something. I mean, I'm not disliking the video. I just, it feels less about tarot and more about unsolved mystery to me. I mean, if that was kind of her inspiration and stuff, cool. I have not seen really a deck like that yet. I think that's part of the fun of these more modern tarot decks, is that you can have them, like, you know, Matthew said in his campaign, you can have them be anything, you know, any theme, any artwork really. So yeah. What will you discover? Alright. Well, that's interesting. Oh, okay, so she did. Okay, so it says many of us can name our favorite news outlets, even though we can only hope for veracity and in many cases must expect a lack of integrity in news media. Newspapers and news pamphlets that preceded them were originally designed to highlight a single topic event. This was straightforward, providing a channel for the masses to be updated on meaningful current events. Over the years, news outlets have grown, and therefore so has the number of people this information filters through before it reaches us. It has grown harder to distinguish complete, accurate facts from the falsities and fragments of truth presented by those who aim to give us the bias they desire. However misappropriated and twisted it becomes along the way, information comes initially from a single source. This originating source most often is trying to get the real, unfiltered truth to us. This information exchange frequently takes place in faith-based practices, in many cases along the same dubious vitality. It is often debated who is right and who is wrong, even though belief at its very core is subjective. True. We all feel and interpret cosmic forces differently, yet we intrinsically share certain deep commonalities. We can see how we as individual interpreters add to the design and apply this source information to our very lives. While the source information may be universally true, a single interpretation can never fit all perspectives. In tarot, we see the beauty of both phenomena. The iconic archetypal messages in the course of our life's path appear to us at the right time. Inspired by divine source guidance, we seekers then overlay our own history, current situation, and perceived future onto this universal blueprint. In this divination process, we uncover the truth of self. This is drawn from both an internal part of ourselves and from an external source in a unique, lasting partnership and bond that exists within all of us, always. In this union, we can unfold stories of such beauty. The major arcana in tarot represents broad life lessons, quintessential human experiences, karmic cycles, and broad, overarching influences. These cards often carry deep, impactful meanings and profound insights into life's anomalies. Major arcana helps us to identify the most crucial influences, impactful situations in our lives, and uncover steps we can take towards spiritual enlightenment. The story these 22 cards tell begins with the Fool's Journey and completes the cycle of each phase we go through in this life on this world. So here's, looks like the mock-ups of her cards. Interesting. And then she's talking about the minor arcana. So here's, okay, come on, behave. Wands, cups, swords, and pentacles, also sometimes known as discs or coins. So she's saying that she's using 400 GSM art paper, navy blue edging, okay, magnetic flip box, 2 parts, linen matte UV finish, okay. Wonder why she went for 400 GSM art paper. I mean, I love me a good linen matte UV finish. I'm a little confused as to why she says the cards are 2.75 by 5 inches. Are they 4.75 or are they actually 5 inches? That would be interesting to find out. Add-ons, limited signed copy of the deck, art prints, says all the artwork is complete, manufacturers are lined up and ready to go at this point. The guidebook is the only part that still needs finished. She says if there's any defects in the batches I have printed, the time required to replace them will delay shipping, but backers will be kept up to date regardless. Well, I'm glad that she's willing to take care of the defects in batches because somebody I know, Terabot, didn't care about that. And I'm actually going to soon go over again where I'm at with the decks that I have backed, and kind of tell you where things are at with each of those decks. So she's saying that the average turnaround time for the decks to be printed and shipped is 25 to 30 days. Alright. So let's look. $10 reward, 55 or more for the deck. So she's not got any other rewards other than this. But she wants $10,000. I mean, it's an interesting looking deck. I really hope it's successful. It would be nice to see her have some add-ons for this. So, more add-ons than just the ones that she's got listed, because the add-ons aren't even listed in the pledge goals or in the pledges. So that's interesting. I wonder why that is. Well, I hope it's successful. All right. So this one's based out of Australia. Yeah. So they are looking for 5,576. So it says a fusion of traditional art, pencil drawing, and modern art digital photo collage to celebrate life's unlimited possibilities. Story, first of all, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. Okay. The Corpus Femina Tarot. Okay. Before I started this project in 2020, I kept asking myself, who are you to create a tarot deck? You're not an artist. You're not a pro tarot reader. Who would want your deck? I have to say this is the most ambitious and challenging thing I have ever undertaken, and I'm glad I took on the challenge. I learned that we can always break through our own self-imposed barriers. One of the many things that this project taught me is not to say I can't without even trying, without really trying. If you get out of your own way, you will surprise yourself in a very good way. Wrong thing. The deck. And that's the video from above. Okay. As an aspiring artist, I came across a very good piece of advice from Strothless on YouTube in his video, The Drawing Advice That Changed My Life. I'm so glad I ran with the advice. The advice was to stick to drawing one thing every day for about a year. I wanted to work on my drawing skills, so I chose my subject, the naked female form. At the time, I was also being encouraged by my husband, who believed in me more than I believed in myself. Man, do I know that one. Shout out to the significant others that always tell us that we are amazing. To create a tarot deck. So the outcome of the tarot deck with naked female bodies as an art theme. Major Arcana. Oh, don't sneeze, Ori, don't sneeze. Suit of Swords, Suit of Cups, Suit of Wands, Suit of Coins, and then the Aces. So she says this is a Rider-Waite Smith based deck, but not all card designs are influenced by Pamela Coleman Smith's amazing artwork. Although the artwork mostly features the feminine or female form in all shapes and sizes in all their glory, this deck actually celebrates everyone on a journey to self-improvement and self-discovery, which was the journey I went through while creating this project. This deck celebrates humanity and its unlimited capabilities. We are creators and we can do anything. We just have to start and keep believing. The underlying theme is the journey of a creator from novice to master. I'm hoping to become a master one day. Hence, the court cards are named differently. I named the court cards the creators. So the page was a novice, the knight was a maker, the queen was a crafter, and the king is the master. Interesting. We are all artists in this world as our canvas, and life is our art. Do you seek to create a masterpiece out of your own life? And then the creators. And then the process. I drew the naked female forms traditionally using pencil on my sketch pad. I drew nude models from Crocus Cafe, which is a huge online photo database of nude models for artists to draw or paint. The rest of the art is digital photo collage. It's a harmonious mixture of old and modern art. She said, I wasn't so happy with my first tries, kept looking for inspirations. First attempt, final edit, and that's the devil. The video above is an Instagram reel from January 2021. My process changed later from drawing first to making the digital collage first. Okay, well, if it changed, I'm not going to show it. Okay, so let's talk about the rewards. Not that far, Lori. Not that far. Okay. So, pledge 66 AU, which is Australian currency. And get one deck. 120, get 2 decks. 180, get 3. And then there was an early bird promo. Alright. Well, I hope she makes it to her goal. They're about 38% there. It's interesting. Like I said, I love me a good collage deck. I love the idea of marrying like the older art forms of pencil and paper and that you know idea of the naked form with the new modern digital artwork. It's very interesting. Alright, so Gateway Lenormand is going to be the final one for today, and then I'm going to let you guys go. So they are looking for 13,361, and unfortunately they only have 4 days to go on this. So I'm really hoping that they make it. Let's take a look. It's also from Canada. Ah! White gloves. Is this a museum piece? Or are they just trying to not put fingerprints on their sample? Magnetic box, okay, cool. I know the magnetic boxes or the 2-piece box seems to be the thing that a lot of people are going for these days. I don't care. I don't mind me a tuck box. Oh, they're flipping through way too fast. Oh, it's too fast. Okay, sticker, altar cloth. Where's all this stuff that was... Are these add-ons? Are they... I would have liked to have seen a slowdown, a little bit slower of the cards. What's with the cloth and the sticker? Are they gifts? Are they add-ons? What is that? So here's the writer. Example of the booklet. Masculine. Feminine. Whip. Mortar and pestle. Okay. Cards are traditional tarot card size, which I'm hoping is 2.75 by 4.75, hopefully. Edges will have gold gilding. Pretty. Okay. Okay, so here it is. Pledge options include a holographic sticker. It does? Really? Where? Oh, okay, right here. Holographic sticker. Gateway deck. That was the early bird special. Deck and talisman, which is this. Says brass talisman, okay. But it's a dime size. That's like, it's really tiny. Unless dimes in Australia or Canada are bigger. I don't know. Like, because dimes in the US are little. Like, they're our smallest currency in terms of size. So, and then one deck, altar cloth. $71. It's expensive altar cloth. Okay, so yes, the deck is 2.75, 4.75 traditional tarot size. Box is a magnetic flip box. Booklet has 96 pages, is full color. That's nice. There are 41 cards total, 36 traditional Lenormand cards, one replacement extra for whip, which is mortar and pestle. Oh, okay, that explains it. And then one spread card and 3 legend cards. Oh, good. A slower flip through of the cards. Thank you. Much appreciated. Now, Lenormand decks are basically they're kind of they're less tarot, more oracle. Cards are pretty. Hold on, Tucker. I hear you, baby. I know you went outside. Mama's almost done. Alright, I gotta go let her out. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Nice lightweight cloth. Great for putting around the deck. See-through. And then the sticker. Okay. List of items. Okay. Spread altar cloth. Brass talisman. And then, oh god, sorry guys, holographic sticker. So she's got some stretch goals. Surprise stickers, drawstring bag. Okay. So it's a really pretty deck. I really hope she makes it. She's got quite a bit to go. Quite a bit to go. So, that was the Gateway Lenormand deck. incorporates astrology, elements, color symbolism, and the major arcana tarot to enhance the interpretations. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I won't be seeing you guys tomorrow. Now, if you guys are wondering where the rest of my content has been, please, please, please go over to my Twitch. Oh, Schweeby, you show up just as I'm finishing the stream, Schweebs. Anyways, for the rest of today, I will be over on Twitch. Dang it, did I miss the whole thing? It's okay, Schweebs. You just missed this. I've been here since 10. Um, but for the rest of the day, I'm actually switching over to Twitch, and I'm going to be streaming more Skyrim. So I will be on there in probably, I want to say, a little less than 10 minutes or so. So thank you guys for hanging out with me and talking about tarot today. If you liked any of these decks that I showed off, please, please, please go on Kickstarter and support these decks, support these indie authors. Thank you guys so much.